got this one. Emperor was bad enough, but now that he has the Dimensionator...
We will not lose your friends.
So, if Ratchet is an alternate dimension me, and Clank is an alternate dimension you, were we meant to team up too?
They do seem happy together.
Yeah. Guess being on my own is just what I'm used to.
Me too.
So maybe this is just temporary. Furious.
Is all this fighting really necessary? Can't we talk about this over some lemonade?
No! The Emperor despises lemonade. Nothing should be sour and sweet.
I am done.
Ratchet and Clank rift apart. We are here back on Sargasso and have to defend the Morts because they decided that, or I guess the nefarious twin guys decided that the Morts don't deserve to live, and we're going to make sure that the Morts do. So the Morts don't really seem a whole lot of capability behind them at defending themselves, so that's why we're here to unload everything that we have built up from this point, from the beginning of the game up till this point. We're just going to unload them on all these robots, and I think this is one of the few times we actually fight the robots as Rivet. Maybe there was more that I am totally forgetting about, but the robots feel more like a Ratchet enemy. I don't know why I'm saying that, though. Maybe they're not. Anyway, they're just as annoying as they always are. I mean, I'm getting lasered by something. Literally, I have no idea where it is, but it's just, you know, non-stop, perfect shooting me with amazing accuracy that only AI can have. And they're just going to be spawning, it looks like, non-stop on that little corner, and we have this giant rocket launcher now. We can use that to help take out some of these guys. I think the negation collider might have killed him quicker, or my first rocket totally missed. I'm not so sure. Sometimes those rocket launchers love to just spontaneously explode.
Let's go talk to Mort and find out what's going on.
Rivet, you are just the best.
Aw, Rivet. Sorry you had to come save us again. We tried to hold our own, fixed up the secret-peed and everything.
But one of those dimensional thingamajiggers is blocking it from taking off.
First off, none of this was your fault. Second, leave the thingamajigger to us.
Raise her up!
By the way, say hi to Kit.
Hey there, Kit. Any friend of Rivet is a friend of ours.
Hello. That's Maynard, the Morts' helper bot. He'll lead us to the Seekerpede.
And now we gotta free the Seekerpede, so we're gonna jump onto these arrow walls that are given to us so nicely by the Morts. And there's just gonna be some more enemies that come on down here. Looks like some of the frogs are gonna help us out, but they're still gonna be our enemies, so we're gonna take them out too. And I get the Warmonger up to level 3, and the weapons are just going to start leveling up faster from now until the end of the game, basically. And especially in New Game Plus, if you have any level 1 weapons left over in that game, my goodness. When you're doing New Game Plus, everything just levels up so much faster. It is pretty nice, but it's also just sort of a, I don't know, motivational factor. I think there's not much reason to play New Game Plus unless you just really like the game. The other Ratchet games at least had a trophy for it, but this one doesn't, so you can 100% this game and get all the trophies and platinum it within one playthrough, and the game's not even super long, so I think it's not unreasonable. You could probably do all that in 16 hours, so if you're looking for a nice and relatively easy game to platinum, then Rift Apart would be it.
Just exhausted from eliminating your allies.
I've seen better resisting, to be honest.
A lot of talk for a hologram.
Why would I waste my energy fighting? You and your fellow rebels will soon be a memory, along with this sludgy excuse for a planet.
Sargasso needs to Sargass go.
Alright, try not to fall into the acid like that. That was really weird. I don't know why it didn't let me jump onto the stupid wall there. But okay, there we go. We got onto the walls that time, and now we are heading on this way, trying to get to the Seekerpede. And I don't know, I don't think we have to fight him again. I think he actually helps us out, so that's pretty cool. We did unlock the Map-O-Matic in the last video, which means if you haven't collected a lot of the collectibles like I have already, then they'll all show up on your map, and this world in particular is pretty collectible heavy. One of the side quests, in fact, which I did not show, is just collectibles the side quest, and it's pretty long, it's pretty annoying, and I just really didn't think it would be worth uploading. Everything's on the map, and I don't know, it's just trying to edit stuff with the way how choppy my stupid timeline is for the video format that I recorded this game is. Trying to edit a really long, somewhat complicated collectibles quest like that one just was not what I was interested in. So instead we're just going to be killing these robots like we have all day long, and this little area is, I guess, somewhat challenging. I'm just going to be getting hit non-stop by those stupid robots shooting at me, and some of these robots, especially those flying ones, it really just feels like no matter how much strafing you do, it doesn't really matter. They just hit you anyway. And that is weird because in the previous games, if you strafed and jumped, you almost took no damage at all. But this one just doesn't really seem to care too much. The enemies don't really care about your strafing. And I think I actually died here, maybe? I guess we'll find out. There is a boss coming up, and I think it's just yet another juggernaut, so nothing we haven't seen yet again. And there's going to be a Grunthor over there that I don't know if we have to take him out. I guess we'll find out in a second here. I think I did die and I didn't cut that correctly. Okay, the Grunthor died right away, and we got the Raritanium anyway, so that's actually kind of cool. He died pretty fast and we still get the reward for it. Okay, maybe I died on the next area. It must have been the next place, because there's a jump coming up here, a little cut, a little, I don't know, transition if I remember to put one in. Black screen, there we go. So we're just kind of on that same platform that those bugs were on, and this is where the Seekerpede is, and also some of the enemies that we have to defeat. So once we defeat these robots, the Juggernaut is going to spawn, and if you notice kind of that shattering of reality in the background, that is where we're going to end up sending, oh, what's her name, Rivet and Kit, that's the name of her. Okay, I can remember that one. That's important. Kit is important. Anyway, we're going to send Kit into that broken reality, and she's going to fix it, which is usually Clank's job, but Clank isn't here. So those puzzles are exactly the same as all of the other Clank puzzles. I think this one, those puzzles are actually somewhat more challenging. I think I spent more time doing them than I had any of the others. But as always, you can just push start and skip the puzzle if you want to. And I'm not really going to bother narrating over it. There's a lot of chatter in those sections as it is. They're pretty straightforward. Hopefully I did a good job cutting out a lot of the dead stuff where I was stuck. And all we need to do is defeat the Juggernaut and then head on inside of there, and that'll be it for the video.
Jigger, here we come.
I am looking forward to examining that anomaly.
So, when I was with Clank, he...
It is just like what I imagined.
Kit? Kit! You're all right.
This is an electric sphere.
Ah, you remembered your training. What happened to Clank?
He's traveling to Argolis with Ratchet. You two have met?
He's been helping me take care of these dimensional anomalies.
Oh.
So that explains why this all feels so familiar.
It does? Does that spinner geyser look powered down to you? Maybe it could use a boost.
Wow, feeling lighter already.
Beautiful job, Kit. You're just as fast a learner as Clank.
How bad are things now?
Well, we're circling the drain. It seems that the dimensional pattern...
So, what do you think of Clank?
Oh, talented, resourceful, very shy.
Agreed, agreed, agreed.
I can see why he'd be your counterpart.
What does that mean?
It's a
I am
compliment.
glad my counterpart is a good guy.
You were worried about that?
It is a reasonable concern.
Well, it wasn't for me. You're good. No, great. So of course he would be too.
That Spinnergizer could use some energizing. That Spinnergizer could use some energizing.
Look at you, Kit. You're doing work worthy of being cataloged in the archives. So, if Clank is with Ratchet, does that mean you're here with Rivet?
As we have been destined to be.
Is that what you think is happening?
I do not know. With Ratchet, we worked well together, but I was always worried about disappointing him, and I still am with Rivet. But it also feels like we already know each other.
Well,
That Spinnergizer could use some energizing.
I hope I'm not interrupting your process, but I think there are more spheres left to find. Kit, I am so proud of you. Well done.
I could not have done it. That Spinnergizer could use some energizing.
Thanks a bunch there, kid. Now these jerks will really find out who they're messing with, don't you know? Mush, please.
Nice work. Want to blow that up? I could be persuaded. Not exactly a straight line to the battlecruiser, but that That hurl shot should get us closer.